Open the cover of WCW Magazine, March 1992, and you are hit with the bang bang of glossy hype and kayfabe glory as the editor's note blasts, "Bang hang, here come the year-end awards," setting the tone for an issue crammed with reflection, prediction, and danger at every turn, moving you straight into Wrap Up with EA Brent, where the latest news and developments fly like steel chairs, notes on WCW's shifting roster, event fallout, and behind the scenes nuggets tumbling across the page, and then you're shoved into Wow Fan Jam, where the readers themselves, the lifeblood of WCW, scream their opinions in print about Sting, about Rick Rude, about the Steiners, about who they love and who they hate. One fan letter praising the Stinger's loyalty, another spitting venom at Lex Luger's betrayal. The next swooning over Van Hammer's guitar solos, the chorus of fandom turned into a page of passion. Flip forward, and you're sitting front row ringside, a smorgasbord of departments and quick hits. Superstar Stat Pack gives bios and stats on the stars. Gordon Solie remembers looks back with the voice of authority on Ricky Steamboat's legacy. Who am I? Teases trivia. WCW pen pals lets fans trade addresses. Have you heard? Spreads rumors and whispers. The WCW program guide plugs upcoming shows. Since you asked, answers fan questions from pillar to post. Ties loose ends, and every inch is filled with snapshots of the company. A kaleidoscope of voices that make you feel like you're in the middle of the action. Then the Ross report rumbles in. Jim Ross dropping random insights about the stars of today and tomorrow, praising work ethic, analyzing momentum, hinting at backstage shifts. His voice in print just as authoritative as it was in commentary, followed by Tony Schiavone Talks, where Tony lays out the unique bond between Sting and his fans, how the painted warrior represents hope and inspiration, how every child with a neon face paint stripe sees themselves in the Stinger, a heartfelt column in the middle of all the chaos. Next, you're handed a megaphone for Hear Me Out, as beautiful Bobby Eaton explains his attitude change, penning his justification for joining the Dangerous Alliance, admitting his motives, mocking his critics, telling the readers why betrayal was the only way forward, giving kayfabe depth to his heel turn, followed by the first WCW Championship Challenge puzzle, where fans are dared to find holds and maneuvers in a word search, an interactive breather before the action ramps up again. Then in the spotlight beams directly onto Dustin Rhodes and Ricky Steamboat's war with Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko, photos of Steamboat's comeback, Dustin's youthful fury, Arn's enforcer scowl, and Larry's cocky sneer capturing the essence of WCW's tag team battles. The article celebrating the blend of experience and youth that toppled the Alliance, and reminding fans the Dangerous Alliance still lurked with power. Immediately after that comes 10 questions for the Young Pistols, where Steve and Tracy unload about their new attitude, their disdain for fans who turned their backs, their reinvention from clean-cut Southern boys to bitter, sneering rebels, a candid feature dripping with resentment that made their heel turn vivid. Out and About snaps you into the real world as a lucky fan, is spotlighted in a feature about meeting the stars, a feel-good moment buried between blood feuds, showing WCW's softer side, and then another championship challenge invites fans to be artists, encouraging kids to send drawings of their favorite stars, a contest that turns subscribers into creators before the calendar lays out WCW's upcoming schedule, the must-have guide for where the circus will be next, which towns get the Stinger, where the Dangerous Alliance will strike, and how to catch the action live. And then comes the Danger Zone, Paul E. Dangerously's pulpit, where he presents the Dangerous Alliance itself, boasting about Rick Rude, stunning Steve Austin, Arn Anderson, beautiful Bobby, Larry Zbyszko, and Medusa, crowing about dominance, mocking the rest of WCW, brandishing his brick-sized phone like Excalibur, an article written with venom that reads like a manifesto for destruction, setting the stage for the biggest features of the issue. Futures arrives with 1991, the year in review, a sprawling retrospective on 12 months that shook WCW to its core, replaying the betrayal of Lex Luger at Clash of the Champions 17, when Sting's knee was crushed, chronicling Rick Rude's debut and immediate war with Sting, recapping Cactus Jack's rise as the most hated madman in the sport, celebrating the Steiner brothers as unstoppable tag champions, noting Missy Hyatt's prominence as a personality, spotlighting PN News as a surprise Rookie of the Year candidate, and mourning Ric Flair's departure to the WWF, a turning point in WCW history, the review painting a portrait of a turbulent year that changed everything. Then the WCW Magazine Reader Awards for 1991 are revealed, fans' ballots tallied, and the winners crowned. Rookie of the Year goes to PN News. Most popular wrestler of the year is Sting. Most hated is Cactus Jack. Tag Team of the Year are Rick and Scott Steiner. Wrestler of the Year honors go to Sting, and each result is illustrated with photos and explained in text that praises the winners while fueling debates, sure to rage in fan jam for months to come. Predictions. 1992 follows speculative fire about what's to come. Readers and editors alike tossing forward the possibilities of Sting reclaiming glory, Rick Rude chasing gold, the Dangerous Alliance holding the company hostage, Dustin Rhodes rising, Steamboat proving timeless, and Van Hammer climbing higher. A crystal ball feature that bleeds excitement for what WCW could become. Then the centerpiece interview detonates with The Third Degree. Rick Rude, a candid sit-down where the ravishing one sneers at the fans, gloats about his feud with Sting, mocks his opponents, pledges loyalty to Paul E., and outlines the Dangerous Alliance's plan for domination, his arrogance practically dripping off the page, his quotes the kind that burn into memory. Finally, the parting shot lands with El Gigante, a full-page celebration of the gentle giant, shown proudly with a giant fish he caught, a bizarre yet charming endnote reminding readers that even WCW monsters live full lives outside the ring. Ads pepper the pages throughout. WCW merchandise catalogs, hawking t-shirts, replica belts, photos, hotlines, and subscriptions, pen pal clubs linking fans across the world, contests and fan club sign-ups, all pitched with the same energy as the in-ring promos, proving the magazine was as much about commerce as content. By the time the back cover closes, WCW Magazine March 1992 has given you it all. The pulse of the past year, the predictions for the next, the words of Solie, Ross, Schiavone, Paul E., and Bobby Eaton, the voices of the fans, the stats of the stars, the puzzles and games, the schedules and calendars, the awards and honors, the interviews and betrayals, the heroes and villains locked in war, a print-era relic that preserved the wild chaos of early 90s WCW when Sting stood tall. Rude smirked, the Dangerous Alliance threatened, Steamboat returned, Dustin Rhodes rose, and the future felt as dangerous as the present.